And you know how Steppin with Marcus J live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. Thank you to everybody that's still with us. KW, you still on the line, brother?
I am here, my man, and family. I am here.
You still there? I ain't know how Steppin with Marcus J live from the den, Legacy Internet Radio. Thank you, everybody that's listening to us live on TuneIn. Of course, thank you to everybody that's listening to the replays right now on YouTube, of course, in podcast form. It's because you guys continue to listen to us every single week. It's the reason why we continue to do our show. Special shout out to the co-host of this show, our sister S.Y. Butler. She is home convalescing from surgery. So we want to send some love and a shout out to her. It's usually around about this time of the show every single week that she brings us a healthy, wealthy, or wise segment. Obviously, she's not here, so I just wanted to make sure that her presence has been felt. Hakeem, your girl is going to be fine. I talked to her recently, and she is just fine. So I just wanted to give the co-host of this show a special, special shout out. The next thing I want to kind of get into, fair or foul, I guess, is the way I really set it up in social media. K-Dub, I want you to jump in on this one first. It's about religion, and it's about the religion or lack thereof, and what kind of sparked it. And there's two things that I want to get into that's going to kind of have me talking about this with you guys. But a player in the National Football League, a player by the name of Arian Foster. Arian Foster came out recently and basically declared himself an atheist. And, you know, he gets into his personal reasons, his background, and all that kind of stuff, which I don't really think that it's necessary to get into all of that stuff just because, quite frankly, I don't want to. But I brought it up because it kind of sparked the discussion of religion versus lack thereof. And so, Dub, I want you to jump in here first because Arian Foster is really taking a pounding because he is a professed atheist. What's your thoughts on religion, lack of religion? Is it okay to be an atheist? Is it okay to be a Christian? Say whatever you want to say at this point. What's your thoughts?
It's okay to be whoever it is that you want to be. It's okay to follow a religion. It's okay not to follow a religion. You know, we preface the United States of America to be a free country. You can come here and do whatever it is that you want to do. You know, well, and there is if I'm not mistaken, freedom of religion, or you cannot necessarily follow a religion or God or what have you. You know, everyone has their own thing. I mean, I think I said this before on the show, you know, let's keep in mind, you know, when we follow a particular religion, we have to understand the background of that religion. We also have to understand, you know, the genesis of that particular religion. And, you know, I mean, let's just keep it funky. If we weren't brought here on that boat ride, we as everyone with the same complexion, we would be Muslim. We would follow Islam.
Teenager, I'm gonna jump in and get the teenager. I'm gonna get the teenager in. Teenager, what you got?
Well, personally, to me, religion, you can believe in anything and worship a peanut butter sandwich if you want to. But, you know, for somebody else to push their religion on you, or why do you not believe in my God, or why do you not worship or do what I do? I think that's a little too much. And honestly, we all have to live our lives. So whatever religion or whatever thing you choose to help you get through it is fine by me.
Tony?
What he said.
Hey, how old is young fella again?
16.
In the room? 16?
Yes.
Got a lot of wisdom there, don't he? You got
that's a thumbs up. He's a very I'll talk to y'all. Talk to you guys offline. Very impressed with his mindset.
I guess his mama done something good. You know, has that Marcus J. Y'all know how I feel about this. I mean, I'm not an atheist. I'm not a Christian. I'm not somebody who subscribes to a religion. And so whenever I see these stories that come up, I always kind of laugh a little bit because I think that it is a display of colossal arrogance anytime a Christian person or a Jewish person or a Muslim person or other puts it out there that their way is the only way, especially when the black faces that came here on that long-ass boat ride, for the most part, were not part of the Christian faith. It was during their time, our time here in the new land, in the Western world, that we adopted Christianity. And so when I hear, black people in particular talking to me about Jesus being the only way, I just laugh at you. I laugh at you. I think you're crazy for saying that, if you are one that is so blinded to the possibility of other religions that you cannot acknowledge that you may possibly be different. You know what I mean? K-Dub, I'm getting a call here, so I'm going to drop you for a minute. I'm going to dial you back. I'm going to take this call. Let me take this call. I'm going to dial you right back. I'm going to get there. Actually, caller, I saw you calling and I lost you. Caller, call back. I lost K-Dub for a minute for you, caller. But caller, I know who you were. Call back. I want to get you in. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. But yeah, I really feel strongly about that. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Caller, we lost you for a minute, but I'm glad you called back. We know who you are. At least I do, but the crew does not. Caller, tell the crew who you are so you can get your comment in. Caller, you there?
Hey, bestie, and hey, my godson.
Who that is?
Yeah. Go.
Hi, Katrina.
Well, I just want to say that I am so proud of my godson for that very articulate answer that he gave that was very simplistic that anybody could understand. So I'm so proud of you being able to voice what you feel in a way that people can understand. You keep on doing it, brother.
Thank you.
You
guys have a great show.
We appreciate it. You want to get in on anything else other than giving some love to your boo? I guess you might be.
No, I just want to say, I'm so proud of you, big brother. Letting the world know about the issues that go on in the black community, and how they can affect the future generation, and how we need to step in now so we can make some changes. So I love you. Keep doing you, boo.
I appreciate it. We love you too. Appreciate it. Ain't no hashtag on Marcus. Thank you for calling, by the way. We appreciate it. You're welcome anytime. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. That is a friend of the show. We wanted to make sure that we got her in. She's not only a friend of the show, but that's Miss Tony's bestie. And I affectionately refer to her as my little sister. Of course, that's K-Dub calling us back, making sure that we continue what we were doing. K-Dub, you still with us, man?
Yes, sir.
All right, I just wanted to make sure we got that call in. You listening to live radio, y'all. We working the phones, and it's all creative here, so we appreciate you guys. I ain't even going to call it technical difficulties. That's how we do it here at Legacy Internet Radio. And just kind of finish my thought on the religion thing. I mean, I think a lot of times, anytime that you are a religious person, if anyone has a opinion that is a detraction from your religion, you're offended by that. That's a you problem. That's officially a you problem. Because if I'm a Christian person and you're a Muslim person, I'm going to feel very strongly about my opinion, just like you're going to feel strongly about your opinion. Guess what? Nobody's wrong. If you're a Christian person and I'm an agnostic, which is what the real deal is in this particular conversation, I am not wrong because I choose to view Jesus as a prophet and not a God. And so let's be clear on that. So when we see someone like Arian Foster who comes out and says that he's not a Christian, he's not an agnostic, but he is an atheist, which means he ain't feeling God, he ain't feeling Jesus, he ain't feeling Muhammad, he ain't feeling Abraham, he ain't feeling none of that. He's like, yo, ain't none of that. Ain't no God, ain't no nothing. Guess what? If he's a good man, if he takes care of his children, and I'm not speaking directly on Arian Foster now because I've heard that there's some issues with his character. I'm not going to talk specifically on him. He just happened to be the impetus for the discussion. But if we're talking about a person who is an atheist, who goes to work every day, who takes care of his family, is a person who does what he needs to do in the community, he's taking care of other people's kids in the community, he's a soccer coach and all that kind of stuff, and you're going to throw stones at this man because he is an atheist, guess what? Your God ain't feeling you either because you judging. So let's be clear on that. Let's be very, very clear on that. Pat Robinson, who said that grandparents need to take their grandkids away from atheist parents and send them to Christian school. Are you out of your damn mind? I'm getting this one from the rawstory.com, K-Dub. The TV preacher Pat Robinson said on Monday that grandparents should find a way to send their grandchildren to a Christian school if atheist parents was teaching them that God and Jesus were not real. Quote, Pat, I am very concerned because this past weekend, my 6-year-old grandson said that his dad told him God and Jesus were not real and were just made up to scare people about dying. This is what viewer named Elizabeth said to Robinson in an email. She explained that she tried to explain the truth to her grandson, but he wouldn't believe her. I'm worried for my grandson's soul, she wrote. And Pat Robinson responded, you should be. If there's any way you can get that child away from that, his father telling him that, I don't know. But if there's any way you can get him enrolled in a Christian school or get him into some, they have daily vacation Bible school and things. There's all kinds of things that you can do to get him out into some positive influences, he noted. End quote. K-Dub. I'm very passionate on the discussion, which I usually only bring up when I'm provoked, which I obviously was today. Your turn to speak, my brother. Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. You're not tripping, but the one thing that I would say is that, I wouldn't raise my blood pressure, man. I know it's irritating, but you gotta you ain't got it. You don't have to understand. But we're talking about Pat Robinson. I mean, think about how old this dude is in the generation and the time that he was prevalent, and there's still people following him. But think about his mindset. Understand who it is that we're talking about. He's a sneeze away. You know what I'm saying? So,
word, chicken bone in the throat away, huh?
And I'm gonna move on. Understand that's that old mentality, man. That's that mentality. I know I've even heard him say some, pretty borderline, kind of sketchy stuff in regards to black people, what have you. But he's from that time where, if you're not someone that follows the Christian philosophy or the Christian, Christian faith or what have you, you are them. You are them to that particular group of people that follow Pat Robinson, but you know what? That's extreme. But every religion I won't say every religion, but most religions have that extreme set to it. It just so happens that he's famous and he's on TV.
And I have Steppin Marcus J. Our brother Hakeem is listening. Hakeem said that religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of a soulless condition is the opiate of the masses. Is what our brother Hakeem has said. The teenager is stating what, my friend? What are you saying?
Oh, I just had a quick note. I think it's hilarious that in this day and age, people are still trying to control other people's religion. And the fact that I believe you said he came out as being atheist.
Yeah.
As if that was something to hide.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your business. You can do what you want to do, believe in what you want to believe. So it's ridiculous that he had to come out and people are like shocked and confused about this.
No, I think your analysis is spot on. And I think, to be honest with you, as the youngest person as part of the discussion tonight, I think you're making more sense than any of us. Tony, jump in here. What's your thoughts?
What he said. Am I out of those for the night? Or
look. Hey, Mark, she sound like Rasheed Wallace. Both teams play hard.
Both teams play hard.
Both teams play hard.
Good game. You know what I'm saying? Back.
What's hey, look, off the subject real quick. What's his other phrase? He got another phrase. I can't remember. Ball don't lie. That's right. Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. You don't have to step with Marcus J. All right. Give a shout out to our brother, Mr. LP Steven Sykes, who is not with us tonight. But I will be in for Mr. LP Steven Sykes tomorrow on Enliven Radio. And so if you want to hear more of yours truly on Legacy Internet Radio tonight, tomorrow night, Tuesday night on Enliven Radio. I will be live on Enliven Radio tomorrow night, producing as well as chiming in from time to time. But Mr. LP gave me this next story. And, he wanted to make sure that I got this one in, so we're doing it. It's another one from theroot.com, K-Dub. As a basketball player in high school, college, as well as a coach in high school right now currently. I want you in on this one first. I get this from The Root. Virginia youth basketball team banned from championships because of what? Female teammate. The Charlottesville Cavaliers. It's an under-11 team. They were disqualified from the National Travel Basketball Association's National Championship Tournament because of a female player who has been on the team for at least 3 years.
3 years.
At least 3 years. Despite that fact, the entire team was disqualified Saturday from the National Travel Basketball Association National Championship Tournament because Kimura, which is her name, is obviously she's a girl. She played hundreds of tournaments and 2 prior NTBA National Championship tournaments on this team. Quote, that's the 10-year-old's mother, Jessica Thomas Johnson, told Yahoo Parenting. The team was performing well at the tournament being held in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. However, after winning its 5th game, the team was told that it was banned from further play because it had broken the rules. Quote, about 15 minutes after the game ended, our coach was pulled aside. He came back and told us that we were disqualified and couldn't proceed because we had a girl on the team. According to Kimura's mother, John Whitley, the NTBA president, said that someone had sent the association of a photo of Kimura in the tournament and complained. According to Yahoo Parenting, NTBA regulations do allow a girl to play on a boys' team for certain tournaments with a waiver. However, the exception is not made for the national championship tournament because there is a tournament for both boys and girls. Quote, even if it was buried in the rules and we missed it, if they accepted her at check-in with her spiral curly hair down to her back and hot pink nail polish, birth certificate, and DMV-issued ID, this is what her mother said, probably not with the aggressiveness that I said it, but damn it, that's how I feel. I'm tipping my hand how I feel about this damn story. K-Dub, you up first, man. You a coach. You hear me fired up. Let me know if I'm tripping because I'm about to go in.
No, you're not tripping, and there's really no but I have to tell you both sides. Listen, you, one, you have to know whether or not there's a girls' team in that particular area, and if there's a girls' team, that's basically, I think that warrants for her to play with the girls. Fine. That I don't know if that was the situation or not the situation. That's just something that I wanted to throw out there. If this is the team that's been playing together for the last 3 years, it's very hard for me to say, look, it's use some common sense. You know what I'm saying? I think they're 12 years old, 10 years old?
10 to 12, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's the come on, man. Come on, stop playing. Also, I'm gonna tell you the real, and just from my experience, the only reason why the girl was not allowed to play was because there was a parent complaining. I bet you $1 million that I don't have that was the situation. And especially if I believe that you said the article stated that there was pictures sent to someone.
There was a picture of the team, which included a picture of the girl. And you're right. It was a parent that complained.
It was a parent. I guarantee that the tournament was probably not even worried about it, and they probably sided on the side like, look, this team has been together for 3 years, but guarantee it was a parent that had a problem with it. They made it to the attention, and when you have a parent that makes makes a ruckus about something, something has to be done.
Not all the damn time. Not all the damn time. Just because a parent complain, I don't want to tip my hand.
Hey, listen, I understand that.
That parent can kiss my grits.
You have to understand that if it's in the rules, you got to understand that more than likely, especially if it's in the rules and people are letting it go, for a parent whose kid probably lost to that team or whose kid probably lost to that team and didn't play, whose kid probably sucked or whatever like that, they're going to make a big stink about it.
Right.
And if they bring it to the attention of the committee, the tournament committee, the rules committee or whatever like that, the rules committee are kind of, you have to do something about it. You have to go by that particular rule. I'm not saying it's right. That's funky. But That's my explanation. I'm not even explaining it nor condoning it.
Parent, you raising a son that's a punk, by the way. He upset because he's getting ready to get beat by a girl. And I know that's not politically correct to say, but damn it, that's how I feel. Tony, what you think?
I mean, that's essentially it. But like K-Dub said, dim's the rules, so that's the way it works. However, like you said, when she checked in, you could see she was a girl. It should have been addressed at that time.
Yeah, teenager.
Yeah.
You're a teenager. You're a little bit older than
I would
these
think
kids.
by her name alone.
You said this was youth basketball, right?
Youth basketball.
It's a youth league.
Yes, 11-year-olds.
It's youth basketball. Who cares?
Well, I mean, I think the kids care.
No, but what kind of like, what parents have nothing better to do but complain because, like you said, their child most likely lost.
Man.
Listen, you would be surprised.
You would be shocked.
You would be surprised at some of the or some of the actions by some parents. You'll be surprised at some of the things that are said that are not maybe, man. Listen, you gotta have thick
look at you,
skin.
K-Dub. You can't even talk.
I can't even. I don't want to get into particular situations, but there are a lot of situations that as a coach, you have to manage your team, but you also have to manage the parents and manage the interaction of the parents and the parents, acting the fool at the game on the referees. And
right.
I mean, there are parents that's like that. There's some parents that just go to the game and watch the game, but there's some parents that want to be the parent. They want to run the league. They want to make sure their son, daughter gets in. They trying to. It's a lot of stuff that goes on.
I'll be honest with you.
You say who cares? Yeah, it's a lot of parents that care.
I can dig it. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my brother Sid is listening. What up, bruh? Sid is listening to us right now here in the Richmond, Virginia area. We appreciate you. Got a lot of love for that, brother. But, I've been that parent on the sideline seeing some old craziness going on the floor. I mean, Mama J is an athlete, and she plays volleyball. She comes to you, of course, Uncle Dub, for some tips on basketball, and she's a martial artist, a black belt in Taekwondo. So I've had my moments where I felt as though there were certain things that weren't, let's just say, the right things to be done, but I'm not going to jump on the floor and act crazy with regards to it. And the truth of the matter is, this was a situation where the team was probably getting their ass kicked, and it was some parent of a little punk boy who was feeling some kind of way about losing to a girl. That's what it was. You know what? Girls can beat up boys sometimes. You know what? Girls are better than boys sometimes. You know what? Girls are smarter than boys sometimes. You know what? Ronda Rousey could beat up 90% of America, okay? So let's not play that game like we okay with it. I mean, I'm not saying that you saying it's okay, Dub. That's not what I'm saying. And I agree with you and Tony. If it's in the rules, I guess you got to kind of deal with it because it's in the rules. But it's one of those things, like I use the same logic when I'm talking about law enforcement. Like, can we use some common sense, people? Is there any room for common sense left? Common sense, obviously, is not very common. And if I'm the son of a boy who is on the opposing team and the girl is schooling him, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying do better. I'm not talking to the administrators of the league. I'm saying to my son, do better. And if she beats you, more power to her. And you know how Steppin Marcus, I'm so pissed about that damn stuff. I'm so mad about that story. And you know how Steppin with Marcus J. I guess because I got a girl that could beat up her whole class of boys. So I am on her side.
Yeah.
My girl at home my girl is that girl with the pink nail polish that can beat up all the boys. That's my child. You know how Steppin Marcus J. live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. Last thing I want to get to in this story, I want the teenager to jump on in this one first. I told him I would put him on the spot, but this time I have to because, this time I have to. This is a story that I'm getting from the local affiliate, but it is out of Florence, Arizona. It's about a teacher who is in hot water over an Ice Cube school assignment. We're not talking about a literal Ice Cube. We're talking about O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube, the actor, the rapper, Ice Cube. Yeah, I called him by his government, G-U-B name, government name. Parents in Florence Unified School District had an icy response to a poetry lesson in their 8th grade class. The lesson used a music video and lyrics from an Ice Cube song. It says rap song, but that's kind of corny to say. It's just a song. Because they wouldn't say an Ice Cube R&B song. They would just say song, right? See how they try to single us out? See how they do? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the 1990 song titled K-Dub, Who's the Mac, It includes multiple curse words and references to prostitution. A language arts teacher at Florence K through 8 school played the music video, included the lyrics to the song, and a lesson that asked the students to identify similes, metaphors, and other poetic elements. Parent Carrie Scott, whose daughter is in the class, said, quote, "What the hell was he thinking? It was horrifying. It was a nightmare. How do you grade this? How do you grade a 13-year-old talking about sexual requests for money?" District officials say they began a formal investigation into the incident Monday and determined that the content was inappropriate. The language was the biggest issue. It's not something that's part of our curriculum in any way, shape, form, and it's not something that our district condones being taught in our classes, end quote. So, teenager, the reason why I wanted you to join in here because your articulation is astounding. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm so happy to have you here. This is the first time we've had a young person as your stature here in the studio. We had a 19-year-old, but that's 19. You're 16. You're still in high school. That's a little bit different. So very happy to have you here, first of all. But I want to ask you your opinion on this because this could have been your class. And I don't know if you know that song, but I bet you your mama knows it. And I'm sure that K-Dub knows it. Because I certainly know
yes,
it. I could probably sit here and spit the whole verse on you. But I'm going to ask you your opinion. What do you think about something like this?
I think the boy was dead wrong for doing that. Like, the school is not like per se a professional workplace, but it is somewhere where you go to learn. And there's times to play around, but when you're presenting, especially like about prostitutes and money and stuff, like, really?
A little much?
Well, what was the class? I'm sorry, what was the class? Does it state what the class was?
It doesn't allude to the class, but my guess is it's probably some sort of English or literature class. It doesn't specifically say, but it also says that it's 8th grade. And so with it being 8th grade, I mean, you can make your own guess on what kind of class it was. I don't know that 8th graders change classes the way they do in high school. I mean, I don't know.
Me personally, we couldn't do all that when we had a project. You couldn't have any profanity or any references to drugs or anything. So that's ridiculous.
Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to read some of these lyrics, and I'm going to clean them up because I pretty much say what I want to say on this show, but there's 2 words that I do not use, and that's the F word and the N word. And this song is littered with both of them, which is part of the problem. But hopefully you can get some innuendo. Dub, stay tuned. I want Tony to comment right after I read this. Who's the Mac? Is this some brother in a big hat thinking he can get any bad word for a woman with a good rap? Rolling in a messed up Lincoln, not messed up. Leaning to the side so it looks like he's sinking in that leopard interior. This N-word thinks every girl's inferior. To his tongue get a dumb, bad word sprung, and she's selling more. Don't even get a cut of the money. His name is Sonny. He know to play, and hope he don't find a runaway that's looking to become a star, and he'll have your ass in and out of every car. I said enough. There's a lot more, but I said enough. I think we've set it up properly, And so, Tony, you're the mom of the young man that just spoke. If he came home with an assignment that said, and I only read the first half. I gave you 8.
Yeah, that's not the whole first.
Yeah,
verse.
Hey, Dub, I gave 8 out of the 16 bars just now. Bars. Yeah, you know hip hop. You know bars, my brother. And so if he came home and said, Ma. You know that rapper, what's his name? O'Shea? Y'all used to call him Ice Cube. Yeah, the teacher said that we got to do a paper on, this song. What you think about this? This is what I wrote. What you think, Tony? You the mama. You agreeing with the mama who we just quoted?
That's some foolishness. I mean, yes, you want your children to learn, and I know that they try to use like real life scenarios and stuff that they think that the kids can relate to, but no, I wish you would.
K-Dub, with every Ron and Rick doing what they use your own, innuendo with John's stuff. come short of the money, get your butt kicked. You don't like it, but you still call him hunk. Last night, the brother put you in a trunk. Yeah, I mean,
in 8th grade.
In the 8th grade, brother. In the 8th grade. I mean, you know, we walking right up to the line of ain't no half step on Marcus J. Because I typically don't go here, but I'm bringing this up because this is a teacher who thought that it was cool to put it to the class and say, "Can you write something?" Yeah, man. Come on, brother. Come on, man. Really? He gets a come on, man.
Is he a young? Yeah, it's a teacher. But is he young? Like, is it a young teacher? Do they say?
It doesn't allude to his age.
To the job.
It doesn't allude to his age. But this song came out in 1990. It was on the EP. You know what I mean? We all remember the EP when it came out. Ice Cube was looking cool with the gun and stuff because I was 16 in 1990 when it came out. Come on, Dub. You remember? You remember?
Hey, bro, I'm being quiet right now, man. 'Cause you know bro.
This joint was on America's Most Wanted. You remember?
Yeah, we had it.
Yeah, I still got it.
I got it right here, actually, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I mean,
if I turn to the right.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? And we gonna take this break. But here's the thing. I mean, Mama J, who likes Ice Cube because he's the guy from Are We There Yet? Yeah, his debut album. This is after he left NWA, whose movie comes out this week in the Straight Outta Compton movie. This is his first record. He went to New York and made it with the Bomb Squad. It's the same people that produced Public Enemy. His first record, America's Most Wanted, America with 3 KKK, America Most Wanted.
With the curl on it.
Yeah. He has 16 tracks on here. Some of the songs include Better Off Dead, The N-Word You Love to Hate, America's Most Wanted, Once Upon a Time in the Projects, Tales from the Dark Side, A Gangster's Fairy Tale, Get Off My and Tell Your to Come Here, The Drive-By, Who's the Mac, and The Bomb. Tell me what's going on in your mind that you feel like you need to write songs with those titles. I'm not condemning them because I rocked to that joint back then and to this day. But it's more about what goes on in the mind of a person who feels like that's the song he or she wants to write. Ain't no how stepping with Marcus J live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. For those folks who's tripping off of F the Police and tripping off a cop killer, you need to understand what the deal is and what was the impetus for someone to want to write that song. Taking a break, coming back. We got more to talk about. We're going to talk about what happened with the Lowe's delivery man when he was on his way to do his job. We're going to talk about what happened in Target and why they are suing a hero. And we also going to talk about what it's like to get you a little booty on the internet and end up having yourself tagged with a scarlet letter because of it. Marcus J, K-Dub, Miss Tony, and the teenager. Ain't no ask that Marcus J. Be back.